Good morning and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. Gladiator Guru and I were dancing and we were having a good time before we got started. We were enjoying the music.
That video.
I love it. I love it. It's one of those mornings where I think we're just like, done. Let's just party. I think if we were together, we would be like, F it. Let's just go do something today. I'm going to blow off the day and just going to do something. And look at Tiffany Bryan, first thing on. Tiffany in the house. We're happy to have you here. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am one of the fab and beautiful co-hosts. I am Dr. Lori Monaco, the Badass Buddha. I am coming to you from another gloomy Southern Connecticut, where it will be gloomy probably the whole week because of that nasty hurricane that worked its way up. God bless those poor people in Mississippi and Louisiana and all that swath, because it's triggered tornadoes and it's working its way up here, and it's just crazy. That was a very crazy. This is just craziness. So it's gloomy here, but it's still wonderful. Happy to be alive, happy to be seeing the day, enjoying the day. What am I? I'm a chiropractic physician. I am a coach, teacher, speaker, specializing in mindfulness practice and transformation and authenticity. And I am also a weight loss specialist. So if you need to lose some weight, I've got a fabulous program for you to do so. So good morning. Good morning, my beautiful co-host.
Buenos días. Badass Buddha. Buenos días, mi gente, aquí con la Margarita. Hello. It is a beautiful morning, Tiffany Bryant. Your shirt has arrived. So it actually arrived when I was away for the weekend. So yes. Who am I? That's the question, the $1 million question of the day. I want to be Marilyn Monroe when she said that sex is part of nature and I go along with nature. That's my favorite quote. One day I'll show you the painting I have of her here. Anyway, so I am your sacred healer, spiritual and creative healing life coach. I am your artist, your writer, your author. I am your wedding officiant and soon to be certified as your end-of-life doula. As a caregiver, I think that was very imperative for me to become. I think that being a part of the transition from living to spirit is such an amazing position to be in, to watch it and feel it, and to be a part of the whole flow of things, from them leaving, transitioning, the family doing what they do, and then finding a peace either within seconds or as they're leaving. That's very beautiful and magical and just a blessing in itself. So yes, that is me, La Margarita, your gladiator guru, here with Viva Cafe con Leche and the Badass Buddha. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone. And Gladiator Guru and I had one of our meetings yesterday, and, we had a conversation about, we've seen the views go down. We're not breaking like we used to. So we know, people are getting back into the swing of things, but don't, never forget that you can watch the show. You don't have to watch it live. I know it's more fun to watch it live, and we love when you watch it live, but you don't have to watch it live. Listen to us on your commute home if that's the case. But do listen to us, because we have really great information that we share, and we have great guests that we, it's really, really important for you to, just get it so you hear it and maybe it sparks something for you. So make sure that you, again, we can't remind you enough to like and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you like and subscribe and follow us. Well, not subscribe, but like and follow us. If you, and on YouTube, we definitely encourage it. Even if you are on Facebook, definitely go for YouTube as well to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you know when we come on, because, you'll get the reminders. So make sure notifications are turned on for both Facebook and YouTube, and watch whichever way you want to. And good morning to Melissa Moran in the house. I am sharing stuff. I'm sharing to my channels right now. You see anybody else on?
Erica Bolahala.
Bolahala.
So, yes, you know, it's just when we began this, and then we did the holiday spotlights for all the small business entrepreneurs to come on and just put out their wares and their services, especially during the holiday season. We do this because we are women who have been motivated and inspired and who want to assist in empowering those all around us, right? Whether you're working corporate, you're trying to start your own business, you're working at-home based business, selling products or creating products, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you got that get up and go. Right. So when we come together, it's a collective. So when we create this collective, this phenomenal tribe, we all come bearing all our gifts, which are going to differ, be similar. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that we come with the kindness in our hearts to want to help, inspire, and empower one another and take us to all our roads lead to different paths in life. And if we stay in our own lane, we won't be bothered or confronted with traffic and bumper to bumper. Stay in your own lane, wave to everybody else. We're not in a race. Tell them, come on, you got this, as you're continuing on your road. So when you do that, when we say, send us what you have, send us pictures of your mugs, you know, for those that, Erica, I got you. I know you want a green mug like this and the other one. For all my people that have ordered their Viva swag, it went out in the mail yesterday. Not yours, Tiffany Bryant, but everyone else's went out in the mail. And that's what we do. We help each other. Like, I wish Bridget Williams was on. Today I'm wearing jewelry created by Exceptional Me. And so we just have to, and I think last Tuesday I wore the big brown that you said I look like a Nubian queen in it. Badass. Yeah. That was from Bridget Williams jewelry line that she sells. So this is what we do. So all we ask is that just watch the shows. If you can't watch it live, watch it on YouTube or Facebook later on while you're washing the dishes, you know, cooking, driving home, it doesn't matter. Turn on your notifications because we're the bomb. Because we are the bombdiggitybomb.com. And if I know that, why? Because I love me. So I know that if I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you from my heart. I'm talking to you from experience. And I'm talking to you because I wish that once upon a time I had someone to inspire and motivate me.
And wake me the fuck up. Wake me the fuck up in the morning or throughout the day.
So that's what we do. We knew what was missing. I knew what was missing. Badass Buddha knew what was missing. And so we come together to say, you know what? We don't have to be sitting in each other's living rooms or on the phone with each other all the time to say, you know what? I hope this message reached somebody. And me and the Badass Buddha, we say, we hope somebody writes in the comments, takes a moment to share something in the comments, because your words might be a breakthrough for whatever it is that she and I are going through. So it's a collective, and it's like the beauty of the world of just going around, giving oxygen, you know, the water, feeding. And that's what we should do. We should feed each other's spirit so that we may grow in abundance as we are supposed to. So click it, share, subscribe, comment, like, and then let's all just get together on this and say, we got this.
The other thing too is we're not going away. We're not a fluke. You know, we're not like let's do this because it was the pandemic and, you know, we wanted to start this. If you pay attention to podcasts and all in shows, there has been a ridiculous amount that have come up in 2020. You know, like, I mean, that's when we started. So there has been like this surge of podcasts that have been created, and we we were talking about this too. I don't think it was yesterday necessarily, but we've had the conversation over the last couple of conversations we've had that this is not, we have no intention for this to be just a fly by night, you know, while we're doing this kind of deal. This is something that no matter what we do in the next, you know, X amount of years, that we're going to fit this into our schedule, you know. So if one of us is, you know, opening a business that's requiring us to start a little bit earlier, it's going to have to wait until this show airs. So we have no intention of being that fly by night. And so for those of you that have been on from the beginning, you could say, oh, I've been a part of that show from the beginning, because even though our views have gone down over the last couple of months, there's a lot of shift out there. People have gone back to work. People are commuting. People are getting ready, you know, or their kids went back to school. There's still a lot of craziness and upheaval. And so I think people are starting to shift their focus. However, we're not going anywhere. We're here. So we will be here for you. And again, if you can't watch it live in the morning, watch it in the afternoon, watch it at night. You know, let us sit next to you while you're in the bathtub. And instead of reading for that moment, sit in the bathtub and listen to us. Or,
you know, we're funny.
That's right. That's right. So let's do shout outs quickly because so we had a lot of people come on. What am I doing that for? Okay. So good morning, Iritza. Good morning. Iritza's on. Maritza's on. Good morning, Maritza. Nancy Green. Good morning. Janet is in the house. Janet, how you feeling, honey? Hope you're feeling okay. Better.
Welcome. Lisa, welcome.
Yes. And so we got Tiffany, we got Melissa, and we already shouted out to Molahala Arika. So good morning, everyone. And remember to like and share. Put as many likes as you can on the video. It just takes one little click to like a heart, put a heart on there. That helps us. And share it. You know, say, hey, live now. It's just like I did, you know, in the beginning. Gladiator Guru and I start sharing to our own Facebook. We both have our own Facebook business page. We have our private page. Our personal page. I share it to LinkedIn, through YouTube. So get out there and share. And look at Janine is on. Good morning, Janine. Janine says, oh, this is good. So Janine says, even if I can't watch, I have my Bluetooth on. I listen to you ladies as I'm getting ready for my work day. Yes, that's what we're talking about, Janine. That's what we're saying.
What's up? And, you know, it's just a beautiful thing. Iritza is always on. But I'm grateful to Maritza. I know that we all have things to do. I love when I see that my sisters come on because I love the support. I love the loyalty of them saying, oh my God, Margie's on, whatever. And wherever they're at, and I know they can't do it all the time. Tiffany, Brian, all of you that are always loyal to us, we love and honor that. And Janine is just a funny little fucker. If all of you would ever meet her, like,
and her laugh. Holy shit.
She is very contagious. So I'm very blessed to have met Janine and have her in my life because she is that funny over anything. She could be funny while she's crying.
Yeah.
And it's just,
that's true.
That spirit. Yeah.
That's true. No matter what she talks about, she'll talk about a big toe and somehow make it funny, you know?
Yeah. So
speaking of big toes, so I
Girl, you cut me off one more time during this show. It's gonna be on and popping. I love you too, Janine. Good. Let's talk about
on and popping. What? I can't pull it off. I really can't pull it off. I try, but that's okay. I love when I do stuff like that, and my kids will be like, my middle one will look at me like I'm weird, and the younger one will be like, "Why are you talking like that? Why are you doing that?
How dare you try to be cool?" That's how they look. Like they forget. They try to emanate us when they were little.
And Kim is in the house. Good morning, Kim Beatty. Hooray. We're having a great, we're all over the place. We have people from all over coming on. I miss our European people. I haven't seen them popping on too much. So
my friend Pilar from Peru is actually in Connecticut now. Since the Camino de Santiago has reopened for US and surrounding. Before anybody was banned from going into Europe, especially the US, it's open. So you have a lot of pilgrims now. So my taxi driver that I met on the Camino that would come on the show from Spain is busy now with the taxi services, with the pilgrims.
Oh, good.
My Italian friend from Italy that would come on, Giovanni, he's actually on the Camino de Santiago as we speak. So
that's awesome.
It's a beautiful thing.
So we have a bit of a change of plans today. Our guest called out sick. She wasn't feeling well. She said she tried, but she's laying in bed still. She actually is in England. So if she's still laying in bed, it's already afternoon there. So she must really not be feeling well. And, you know, Gladiator Guru and I were talking about this because sometimes when we don't hear from the guests, even though we've reached out to them, we always prepare just in case they're not planning to come on or they forgot or something happened or whatever. And so oddly enough, we actually were talking about this yesterday. So we did plan ahead and we figured, you know, it's okay. We'll wing it. And we could, what the conversation was going to be today was networking and stilettos. And the reason that came out is because our guest actually has that as her networking. It's called Networking and Stilettoes. It's a very empowering type of networking worldwide group for women only. And it would have been really great to have her come on and talk about it. So hopefully we'll be able to get her on, but it won't be till probably the end of November or sometime in December because we are so booked up with guests. But hopefully we'll come on and she'll come on and, you know, check her out. I'll plop her information up in the chat box because listen, for those of you that have businesses, you can't network enough, you know, and there's so many different networking groups out there and they're all virtual. A lot of them are coming back into in person, but a lot of them are still remaining virtual. And if you have a global type of business, like I do, and like Gladiator Guru does, you know, you can't limit yourself to the local Chamber of Commerce networking group. You know, this is where you have to get out and meet people from, you know, across the world. So these worldwide networking groups are cool as shit. And they're a lot of fun to get to know and meet people. In fact, that's how I've been meeting a lot of these guests is through networking. And in fact, our guest on Thursday, she's going to be, she's broadcasting from Australia. So she's going to be coming to us from Australia. And that I've met her because of the worldwide groups. And she's absolutely fabulous. Thursday's show is going to be very, very empowering. So listen, spread the word because this is specific for individuals who feel that they are not worthy, they are not enough, that they're very insecure about who they are and what they look like. Thursday's show is the show to be on so if you have family, friends, kids that are struggling with identity, struggling with loving themselves, Thursday's show is it. It's called Slashing Social Norms. And our guest is absolutely incredible. She's a podcaster herself, but she's a worldwide speaker. So you don't want to miss that one. And good morning, Wanda. Wanda's in the house from Georgia. So good morning, Wanda.
Georgia.
That's on their state sign. Georgia on my mind. And that's one of my favorites. I love that song. I actually love a lot of his stuff. I love that.
Ray Charles.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And his story was absolutely fabulous. The movie that, what's his name? Portrayed
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx. Thank you for saying that. I can't believe it slipped out of my head because I love him. He did a freaking phenomenal job. Like he was him. He was unbelievable. What
character.
To think that he became such an amazing actor. And remember how he started. Remember in Living Color, he was Wanda. And
what was Wanda's name though? I mean, what was her line and the lips all out, you know? Because we want to be here and we got to remind ourselves that it's steps. We have to start here and be fully present in whatever it is we're doing because it is just, and then keep in mind that it's just a stepping stone to reach the level where you're supposed to be at. And a lot of us want to skip those steps and fall right back on our asses and wonder why we're here. So when you're in doubt, think about all the famous actors today. That shit didn't happen overnight. They had to take those stupid, you know, Jennifer Lopez was a backup singer to Janet Jackson.
She was also on In Living Color.
And she also started In Living Color with Rosie Perez.
Rosie Perez, yep. So Jim Carrey got his big start on that. That was, man, I loved that show. Yeah. And for those of you that that are, I mean, our tribe is that age, you know, our tribe is that age. But remember that show started on the Fox network, and the Fox network was a brand new network. And because they were so brand new and they were going up against the bullies, ABC, NBC, and CBS, they couldn't afford to get the real high dollar shows. So they did the best thing they could. They opened their network up to all these new upcoming people and very high minority base. Mm-hmm. And I remember being in college, and that's all I ever had on was Fox. I had on, it was In Living Color.
Ask me to remember. I can't remember what I walked into the room for.
Wasn't it? They also had Living Single. Remember that show?
Yeah.
Living Single. They had a whole bunch of, they had the Arsenio Hall show.
Oh, that was the best.
Yep.
I'm really putting my age out there, but I don't care. And those were real. You know, like, you know who I love to watch occasionally now? Through YouTube, because I don't have, mi gente, I have no TV in my house. My husband and my mother, as I caregive, it was like a 24-hour thing. No TV, no internet, TV, internet, nothing like that. So I was very heartbroken when you mentioned a little while ago about New Orleans and Mississippi. So I'm going to have to look that up. But, you know, Jimmy Fallon. I love me some Jimmy Fallon. I don't know how he's been lately in this last year, but he was always so funny to me. So yeah, that's it. And just, you know, find what makes you happy and watch it and laugh and then go do laundry or something. But sometimes when you're washing dishes and you're getting all hectic, sit the hell down and put something funny on to watch. Something that was funny, that meant something, like the shows we mentioned, because they had substance. Today is just stupid, just like the rap music. Like the other day, I'm driving with my shuffle on my Pandora, and LL Cool J came on. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall. I need love. Come on. Whoever remembers that song, write me a comment right now. So, and I was like if I was transported back in time to the simplicities of life. Now, LL Cool J, and NCIS Los Angeles, I think he's the star of that. But he used to be that type of rap singer. And you just, the old times, it just, sometimes we got to go back in order to move forward. I guess that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I love LL Cool J, but he would always lick his lips. Ooh, baby. But
he always had a hot body. Always, and he still does. He still really does to this day.
Nikki, I had the 45 of I Need Love. I would sing loud. Yeah. Yeah. Let me tell you, I remember, girl, I had the 45 of Dionne Warwick. When I was young. I love
Oh my God, the 45 with the little piece that you had to put in the
yellow. I have a record player because I love to listen to my jazz albums with the needle on the vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
Get that on CD or anything. But yeah, so, and you know what? And I'm so glad everybody said something, because that's what we need whenever we're feeling lost or sad or out of sorts. Go back to a happy moment in your yesterday, because we all had them, whether it was teenage. I remember when MTV first came out in 82.
I do too.
Love is a battlefield. Pat Benatar. Ooh, love it.
Although that didn't come out in 82, but I understand what you mean.
No, about back then. But, and you know, so what do? We go back and we listen and just travel forward from that memory, and you'll see that there is a lot of inspiration in your life, and was a lot of joy in your life, and we just forgot because we thought we had to be adulting all the time, and you don't. Adult, do what you got to do, and then just lay back and sing and dance in your underwear, run around your house naked if you can. Just let that inner child out every now and again, and you will see that your life isn't as gloomy as you're perceiving it to be.
You know what? Why don't we make that the conversation today, since we're going on to that? Since for those of you that came on late, our guest is out sick today. So let's create the conversation about reminiscing about the joys of our past and then bringing them into today. How does that sound? Reminiscing the joys of our past. So we're going to get back into the day. So we want all of you to join in by talking and sharing your most fabulous memories from your teens, your 20s, whatever. It could be the music, it could be what you were doing, an experience that you had, but something that was exciting and fun. You could just share, if you want, the music, shows that you watched. And all to, again, you know, we don't like to go back to the past. You cannot repeat the past, but whatever brought you joy from your past can bring you joy today for those moments that you feel down. I mean, all of us here are pretty much 80s people. And so I love listening to 80s stuff, you know, and it depends on my mood. Sometimes it's 80s metal. Sometimes it's 80s hip hop. Sometimes it's just 80s pop, or 80s R&B. But either way, I will bring those back in, and my kids all know the 80s stuff because I like to play that stuff, you know. But even the shows, like there's shows that I like to watch, and I'll see them, and it just brings back memories. Things makes me think back to, you know, when I was younger and things were easier. But it puts you in that moment, not being stuck in the past, and that's the key. You don't want to be stuck in the past. You don't want to say, oh, I remember back in the day and how it was so great back then. Take that and bring it to the present. How does that sound, Glady Guru? Is that a good idea?
It's like, you know, when people are like, what were your favorite shows? I can only tell you 2 shows that I remember watching as I was young. And because I remember those 2 shows, those automatically just make me laugh, right? And then you go in a little more and you visualize your surroundings, and you're like, yeah, those were good moments, because we tend to forget the good moments and we hold on to the sour ones, right? But it was The Love Boat and Charlie's Angels. Next, come on. And yeah, Francia. I was talking to my grandkids about cassette, and my daughter and my son-in-law, we were telling him how we had to press play and record at the same time, and then get ready to hit pause when the freaking DJ wanted to talk, like after like a minute or so into the song, or a minute or so before the song ended. They had to fuck it up for our recording, so we had to like pause it. And they're looking at us like we're stupid. And I was like, you don't understand that I lived the generation of the 8-track, the cassette, the little jukebox I got for Christmas one year. My sister did, actually. It was a little jukebox with the lights came on, and it held 45s. That's where Dionne Warwick entered my life, because we would just buy like little 45s everywhere. So, and those, you know, and in my next project that I'm about to launch, which it's done. But one of the things is it's about returning those happy memories, even if it's just for a split second, because that split second is going to set your day or the hour before ahead of you. You know, you're going to go to sleep a little more peaceful. So it's good. Like holding on to negative emotions from your past, we all know that's no good. It's bullshit if you do. But you can travel down memory lane and invoke happy memories.
Sure.
Just for that moment, because we're so stuck on, oh, the bad that happened. You forget that it's parallel. It's a balance with the bad and the good that helped you get to where you're at today. So why not just go in and push back the negative stuff and just hold on, or grab them little magic dust balls of those happy memories, because we do have them. That green ass 8-track. Yeah. Good morning, my son-in-law, Argenis, Francia, for those that came on that and say hi. Buenos dias. So yeah, go ahead. Share a story with you.
So I was, my stories. I was so 80s. Like I really, really was an 80s kid. It started in 7th grade when our school decided to start. It was 8th grade. Our school decided to have this field trip at once a month to the roller skating park in Milford. And we would hop in we had to sign up for it. And we would get bused to not Skate World in Orange. It was Milford Roller Park. And it was the smaller one, the less popular one. And we would go roller skating. And I had my own skates. I had my own bag. I had covers for my roller skates. I had the comb in the back pocket, and I was so good at skating. You know, I would flip my hair and comb my hair while I was on. You know, I was skating, and I did that. And then let me see. I was so into the hair. I was the first person in my high school when I was a freshman to color my hair. Put a swatch of color. It wasn't even color. It was bleached, because I had dark brown hair, and I bleached white bleached, you know, like not almost white, the front of my hair. And I'll never forget, like, people were like looking at me like, oh my God, what is that? Like, what are you doing? And then within like, by the end of the school year, people started putting, not a lot, just a couple people started putting red in their hair, like Cyndi Lauper, started shaving their head, you know. But yeah, I had the clothes, I had all the black bracelets and things like Madonna had, and you know,
yeah, I had
hair would stick up. Oh yeah,
this is my 80s memory, mi gente.
Look, it's giving you like
Lion King.
It's like it's like 6 inches. You gained 6 inches in height.
Aquanet was the joint back then.
Oh my God, that big can that you'd have to hold it, and it'd be like,
look at the eyeliner, dark.
Oh my God,
I was flawless. I have porcelain skin.
You look like Lisa and Copeland.
But you know, my cousin Tony says we used to record on the VHS over and over again. You know, that was a good one. We did the Madonna look with all the. I'm still a layering person. I live in Florida and I still layer. It's a comfort zone for me, but it's also that's how I like to dress. And so thank you. So it's what else? What was it from the 80s? Because the 70s were cool. I was a color guard in high school with the rifle, right?
Nice.
So you did that. My hair wasn't colored in color, so I like that. I always like somebody who would do different streaks of their hair. Now it's coming back. I know everything. History always repeats itself, mi gente, so pay attention. But yeah, so what else? Doji, thank you for that. I never recorded over, I don't know if we even had a VCR at the beginning of stuff like that, but our blazers with the jeans rolled up and the slappy look. Do you remember that?
Yep.
That was like the most comfortable look in my life. You don't have to worry about nothing holding into.
Hey, listen, I went to my high school was predominantly white.
No way.
When I was a freshman, they used to, the senior class was really big on wearing the jeans with the work boots open and like very Bruce Springsteen-ish. Like that was the big influence, you know?
Oh, no, Flashdance.
What?
For the females, it was the Flashdance movie.
Oh, yeah, no, Flashdance, but not in my high school. My high school, because it was too risque. They were more, they were definitely 80s. All the girls had the same hairstyle. They would have perms, and then they would blow up the bangs. So the bangs stood straight up like this, and then it would come down like that. I was looking at pictures of myself the other day, and I actually had a mullet one of my years. Like I cut my hair short, and it was long in the back. I had like a mullet. God, you know, what was I thinking? But I did go, my sister worked in Manhattan, so I used to go a lot to Manhattan and go shopping in the Village, which was great because I used to come back with clothes that people didn't have in my school because they didn't ever go to places like that, you know? So that was really exciting. But yeah, I definitely, I was into the music. I went to so many concerts when I was in high school. So of course they were like $12 back then. Now they're like $120 for a lousy ticket.
If that, I'll pay that. I paid that to go see Mark Anthony, but Flashdance, Jennifer Beals. Yeah, that was my construction boots were pink. I was always punky. Yes, she was. She was. And with the shoulder pads, absolutely.
So blazers.
And they made
yes. Yes. I know Wanda loves Jennifer Beals. That's one of her favorites. You know, she looks absolutely gorgeous to this day. Yeah. She has not barely aged. She's absolutely fabulous.
Or got that.
But speaking of these shoulder pads, remember everything had them. So your shirt would have them. Then you'd put the jacket on with them, and you look like a linebacker. You'd be like this big. you know? And I remember my mother used to love to watch Dynasty. And Dynasty and Dallas, right? But Dynasty, right? So she would, what's her name? Linda, right? Yes. She would, oh my God, she would come out and she would be like huge and she would be like this triangle, like come down, right? And then she was hippie. But yeah, we would, and my aunts all looked like that too. I had one aunt that looked just like her, just like her. But it was so like, yeah, those pads, I'm so glad those pads went away. Those were ridiculous, those shoulder pads. Oh my God, even with the MC Hammer pants. Yes.
Well, I have a black set that's like that today. So they're definitely coming back. And I love wearing them. They're the most comfortable thing in the world to me.
And she wore her dad's army coat. Yes, I did too. I wore my dad's Navy coat. It was a tried and true, legit Navy coat, the pea coats. Yes, that was really big. The military fatigues attire became really big back in the 80s. It says me and my mom. Oh, this is great. Me and my mom always match. We look like with all that makeup on too. My God. What the amount of makeup everybody used to wear too? Holy crap. You'd put it on like they would sell. I remember Mary Kay had this one product that it was like, it would go on. It was foundation and you would put it on like, but it was liquid. It wasn't like a pore liquid. It was like in this thing and you would wet it and you'd put it on and you would paint it on you and then it would dry up and you looked like it was like you looked like a porcelain doll. It was like so creepy looking, you know, and if you laughed too hard, it would crack. And it was just like, you couldn't even breathe in it. I mean, I think I wore it like one time and I was like, oh God, I can't wear this.
Mary Kay? What year was this? Because I used to sell Mary Kay. It was water-based.
You didn't sell Mary Kay in the 80s.
Oh no, that's why I actually when it was. No, I started selling Mary Kay in 91 and I used it for a while. But yeah, it's the different makeups, right? So what was something that you hear today, mi gente? And including you, badass. Let's all think about it. What song that'll pop up like slut magic today, whether we're driving, at work, at home, taking a piss, I don't care. And it transports you immediately.
I have a big list. What's yours? You go first then. You ask the question.
One that would be like, well, I told you that Cool J's did that, but it's a Frank Sinatra song. When you're all alone. Da, 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 da. Nobody?
I'm not getting it. You have to give me. I can't name that tune. I can't name that tune in less than four. It just says girls just want to have fun. That's hers, right?
Just the way you look tonight.
Oh, the way you look tonight. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people on that cover.
Now, for those who don't know, my mom was Italian, so we grew up on Cherry.
Oh yeah.
Baby, and Frankie Avalon, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin.
Yes.
Pack Rat was most definitely. So whenever I hear Frank Sinatra, it always takes me back to a quiet time in our lives where there was no liquor, where there was no domestic violence, where it was just us. So those moments did exist, but they were just buried. So music is life. And music is life, because us talking about it right now, I got excited. I don't know about you, badass, but hey, look, girls just want to have fun. Cyndi Lauper was Irita's like love, love, love. Who's Johnny Maricone? Phil Collins. No, Tiffany Bryan. Phil Collins is the other song, not Ear of the Night. They made a movie about it. Cut me out. Jack with Nick Nolte, I think, was in the movie.
Oh.
Phil Collins.
Lionel Richie.
Oh my God.
Oh, I love Smokey Robinson too. Yep.
But hello. Yeah, Lionel Richie, but Smokey Robinson, his music really never hit me that way, but I love to look at him.
Yes, those eyes. His eyes are gorgeous. Yeah.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. And the Gran Combo, yeah.
Johnny Maricone.
Yes, so like I didn't start listening to salsa music until I was 14. But I listened to the pop. I listened to Stacy Lattisaw. Love on a two-way.
Johnny Mathis, that's what she means.
Oh, so Love on a Two-Way Street, Stacy Lattisaw.
I loved a lot of oh my God, house music, not house music. Who was oh my God, I'm like Nancy Rodriguez, right? What's that genre of music called? I can't believe I have no memory today at all. Yes, Luther Vandross. Tiffany, I agree with you there. I saw him in concert. He was absolutely fabulous.
He is phenomenal. Who could tell me?
Nancy Rodriguez. I'm talking for tonight. Ooh, a little love and candlelight. Can't we be in love for just one night?
That's her name, Nancy Rodriguez?
Yes.
Freestyle. Maybe she was part of the freestyle crew, like Sensation, Booty Torres.
What's the other one? Spring Love. Who sings that one? That was late 80s, early 90s.
Stevie B, Spring Loves.
Yes. So Stevie B, but I loved what's that called?
You love the genre of freestyle, that Chanel.
Freestyle. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. Yeah. So thank you, Edith. Yeah, Chanel. So I love freestyle music, and that was late 80s into early 90s.
Yes.
And
AKA, oh my God, George.
You remember Maya? Was it Maya? She only came out with Jaya, not Maya, Jaya.
But
if you leave me now, boy. Like, see, those things, like, I hear the freestyle stuff, and that gets me going. Like, I just love hearing that stuff.
Listen, we play it. It was in my genre, right? And my kids were both raised on it. And my grandkids can sing all the lyrics. So that's something that has left such a legacy that our generation passed it on to our kids and then our kids' kids. So when I hear my grandkids listening to freestyle, oh my God, I feel like, woo, I did my job.
Yes.
That legacy continued through. And it's the best thing. And my son says, I can't keep listening to the freestyle. I said, why? He's like, the intro takes so long, I could wash 3 loads of dishes and put a load of laundry in. And when I come back to the radio, it still didn't start the lyrics. But you know what? He loves it because he figured out how to do all that in that time span. And I just think that with the melodies of that, it's like the harmonies of them and the fact that the majority of the freestyle artists were Latinos from New York is just amazing. I used to go to Roseland every weekend. They used to chill on the dance floor, smoke cigarettes. They were just so normal back then. And then they would get up there, and Judy Torres was my favorite. And so to go and watch them over there in Roseland and watch them just mingle with the people without all the craziness that's today, like that was an era that was the best time of our lives. So we need to always go back and remember them. I used to put Lionel Richie songs for my firstborn to sleep. Doji, and driving around you and Titi Margie in Seaside Park. Yeah, with you and Titi. Yeah, and Cheer, but that was later on. But the 80s, that TKA, Scars of Love was just brilliant. And yeah, we learned. Those were our role models, because I don't know about for you guys, but for me, I didn't have any like real role models or guidance from parents or family. So you listen to lyrics and you believe that there was something more than where you were at. There was something more to strive for. And the freestyle music being in that time, that pivotal time of teen into adulthood, for many of us, was that like, oh my God, they're Latinos. They look like me. They talk like me. And they're like, I'm listening to them on the radio. I'm buying their records and I'm going to somewhere to go watch them sing on stage. That inspired. to say, keep going, because I'm sure they had it as hard as I do right now. Maria. But my favorite from TKA is Tears. Tears may fall from your eyes. You got me on a bad singing day, mi gente, but I can keep going. So somebody come up with something.
What I loved about freestyle especially too was the beat was always pretty much the same, and it would just sort of transport you when you started dancing, and you would just be transported into like this space, and it was fun and it was exciting, and it wasn't. And back then, like the late 80s, early 90s, they weren't really sexual. Like they weren't saying anything
innuendos, but you had to like be aware of them.
Yeah, and they weren't really like, they weren't like, now it's like they're blatant, like they're really blatant about it. Oh yeah, look at the cup.
Okay, look at me, and I'm using it. This one's mine because I have to drink water. I'm like so parched right now. All that singing, me. So here we go. And then when somebody keeps talking and they just don't shut the fuck up, just breathe.
I love that.
I
can't wait to get my cup with that one. With the mouth and everything. It looks like you're saying it. Say this. Breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit.
So yeah. So that was my favorite. I never liked heavy metal music. That just wasn't me. But
I didn't like heavy metal. I just like 80s hair band metal. It was like a less severe version, you know, of
Biddy, who's the guy you like? I don't know. I want to see if you know them. I'm sure you do. Like, what's that beautiful guy? He does a lot of philanthropy work now. He was beautiful.
Was he a singer?
Yeah.
From the 80s?
Yeah.
From a band? Like a metal band, or?
Yeah, he was not like what I would like. What? Bon Jovi,
John Bon Jovi you're talking about, right?
Yeah, he's beautiful. He's still beautiful. Oh, yeah.
You know,
the Bee Gees. Who remembers the Bee Gees? Oh,
I do.
God, that was like, I fell in love with
woman.
I love the younger one, but I fell in love with the older brother because I've always loved older men.
Barry?
Yes.
Well, because it was the younger and the old one were only nice looking ones. The two in the middle were funny looking. They were twins. However, the one that was bald, see how much I know about the Bee Gees, because I had a sister that was so into disco. But the one that was bald, he was very funny. Like he had such a funny, humorous personality. But yeah, their music was absolutely phenomenal. I loved their music as well. I have such a genre of like, I'm like you, because it sounds like you and I are very similar. Like I had parents that grew up, they were listening to music that was even a little bit before their time. So my parents are in their 80s, but they started listening to like big bands. So I was brought up with big bands. I actually knew how to do all the dances. So the ballroom dances I knew how to do because my dad was a dance teacher, part-time for years. He was an Arthur Murray's dance teacher. So I grew up with big bands. I grew up with Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, the Italian piece, right? We used to listen to actual Italian music because whenever my grandmother would come, my father would pull out all the Italian records. We listened to 50s. We listened to bubblegum pop 60s. I was the one and my sister who got into more of the hippie 60s stuff. My parents never got into it. My brother never got into it. My sister was into the 70s, and my sister was very influential to me. So I was all into 70s pop, 70s rock, slow rock, R&B, disco. And then I just kept going from there. I do love R&B. Like there is something so soulful whenever I hear an R&B, like the tempo and the melody for me. And R&B is like the sexiest music out there.
Oh my God, what? I want to make love whenever I'm listening to it.
I know. I'm like,
oh, I'm driving. Like, it's like, that's what it does. And you know what? When that happens, it's because it transported you back in time, in a time where maybe that moment brought you joy and that music triggered something that was positive and happy in your life. Because who gets aroused by a song that when you heard it the first or second or third time in your past, was surrounded by chaos? No. So sometimes we can't pin the song to an exact moment, but that song will spark a certain emotion. And that's when you know that must have been a happy time in my life. Like I love to listen to, what's his name? Simply Red.
Holding Back the Years, right? Is that the one he sang?
Doesn't he sing to If You Don't Know Me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
And that was a time in my life. It was, to me, it was pivotal because it was a time where I was becoming aware of my strength. So it was the time in between the beginning and the very, very small space in between of the end of my molestation years. So that music was my lifeline.
Yeah.
That's what people say, what does music mean to you? It means a heartbeat.
Yeah. Transported.
So yeah, so good morning, Pilar. That's the one I was talking about, who lives in Peru but is in Connecticut now. So yeah, Andy was okay, but he, you know what? He needed guidance with all that superstardom and everything. He was very sad inside, right? All that beautiful music. But I love Andy because he took a risk with an older woman and was with my idol, Barbara Streisand. I love me some Barbara.
Who wasn't Barbara Streisand with? My God. I know. Shit.
Taylor cannot take all the fame of saying next.
And listen, Barbara Streisand, you got to give her kudos because what she ended with is James Brolin is just so freaking gorgeous. He's been gorgeous from the very first time you ever saw him.
Yeah.
He has aged. Holy shit, has he aged well? Yeah. I mean, Barbara's aged well too, but Barbara had, work done. And he might have had work done, but you can't tell if he did. He's just.
You know what? I want a facelift.
I'm not knocking it.
Many years, and then the other day I was like, not the other day, I was talking to somebody. She's like, "You still want one?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm gonna be 53. I have no medical conditions. Why would I cut something? No, I'm just gonna continue to do what I'm doing, working it off. But fuck you, gravity. I am gonna get a mini facelift.
I just want to get rid of this thing.
Joe, to Joe.
Be able to turn and be like, "Oh, dang, what is that?"
That's it. I don't want to grow old gracefully here. So yeah, but music. When you listen to music, you smile more, right? 14 muscles, they say. Correct me if I'm wrong. Instead of walking around with that permanent frown on your face because you're thinking about all the dilemmas you have in your life. So music not only is life to me, but it brings life into you. So what other songs? What other songs got me going? Oh, Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing. And what's the other song that he sang that was just as popular?
Let's Get It On.
Yes.
Let's get it on.
Come on, people. Marvin Gaye. Who's a Marvin Gaye fanatic here? Because that was so good and so sad.
But it's that music, it's that beat that, like, Let's Get It On and Sexual Healing, it's a making love beat. It is the speed in which, listen, don't get me wrong, there's fast speeds too, but it's that moment of really just getting into it. That's the perfect rhythm for it.
But it's like everything. Have you ever just been like, you leave out the house, you're late, you're upset with yourself, and you get in the car and you turn it on and the song playing on the radio was like.
That's not a good memory for Iritza.
So sometimes music is like when you walk into a church for the first time and you feel that pastor was only talking to you because that message just went home to you. Yeah. And music does that. And if you allow it to, so you got to put yourself in that. Your dad was an Arthur Murray dance teacher. Wow, that's awesome. That's exactly what I was going to say, but she kept talking and I didn't want to interrupt her. Like, that is fabulous. But if you ever meet her dad, you can tell in his aura that there was more to him than he even allowed people to see. Am I right? Aside from
my dad, for sure. Yep.
Oh yeah. So it is awesome, Shanil. And thank you for saying that out loud because I didn't want to interrupt her. But yeah. So and then that's what happens. So music, like sometimes when I'm feeling like I'm tired, I feel lethargic, I feel like my brain is too, fogged up and I just don't want to do anything. I'll listen to Sam Cooke.
I love his stuff.
Yeah, I Was Born by the River.
I love his stuff.
Little Clint, yeah, and meaning he's never gonna give up. And so that song always brings me back, like, get up, bitch. You got a lot of shit to do, you know, just go to bed earlier. So what I do is I take my lavender, I have organic lavender, and I put it in with the mason jar on my stove so that when I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I know that before I go to bed, or way before, I got to make that tea because that's what's been helping me lately. So, I mean, you just got to go back. Etta James, I listen to that when I need, besides my Frank Sinatra. And it's like,
yep,
there's so many messages and meanings and storytelling and heart to hearts that you feel like whoever's singing that song is like, Margie, just listen. And when you do the shuffle on Pandora, how many songs are on Pandora? But everyone that comes on seems to be reminding you of something, telling you what's coming next or what you should do next. And it's just like making you live in between the chaos to only the stuff that brings you smiles, or that's going to make you appreciate somebody you're mad at over the stupidest things because your expectation was higher than the reality. So, I mean, that's what music does. And that's what we're talking about it. So aside from Dionne Warwick back in that time, Menudo, Súbete a mi moto. Who's a Menudo fan here?
Well, I'm a Ricky Martin fan.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God.
Good morning, Ortiz.
We're going to give you an assignment. And listen, seriously, do this. Have fun with this. Make a list of the songs that make up your life's soundtrack. This will take you a while. You know, I love this reminiscing because, you know, another one that my dad used to put on a lot, my father loved Calypso music.
Oh, yeah.
So we used to have like Harry Belafonte. He had this one album of his greatest hits, and I knew all of them. So the first time I watched Beetlejuice, I'm like, I know that song. Like, why do I, you know, why is that song on there, you know? But we used to, oh my God, I loved that stuff. I loved all of that music. And I forgot a lot about it because I don't think about it. So, you know, that's the coolest thing about having things like iTunes or Spotify is that you can go into those and find those songs and add them to your phone so that you can have those moments where you're remembering these things. That's why we're saying make a list of the songs that make up your life's soundtrack. Take time with this, add them to your phone, make them best represent you. Because we have our sad songs, we have our happy songs, we have our songs that get us dancing and singing and dancing like nobody's around. You know, we have those songs that remind us of our childhood. And I remember you said something very significant a while ago to a song that I have on my playlist. And you said that song, I could never listen to that. You're going to remember which song I'm talking about. I could never listen to that song because of what was happening to me while it was playing in the background until years later when I realized that song actually gave me strength. Which song am I talking about?
Yes, it was the last time I was actually enduring that I was trying to, you know, about to get molested again, and I fought off my stepfather. There was somebody outside because I live near the Greens, and they were blasting on their boombox. Sir, what's his name?
Elton John.
And that song, it was raining out. So that song always played and I refused to like listen to it. So one day I'm stuck somewhere where I couldn't change it. Elevator, somebody's office, I don't remember. So I had to listen to the song. And it was the most empowering song. And that's why I say God is always with us. And the insight that he has always given me has worked. But let me tell you, when I listened to it, I cried. And like Iris cries over Menudo. And it was the song,
I'm Still Standing.
I'm still standing better than I've ever been. And looking like a true survivor. And I was like, wow, he was telling me there, you know, we're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be on the other side of this. Had I paid attention at 14, not when I was 40-something, it wouldn't have took me so long to cross over that and hold so much resentment towards my mother. So I robbed myself of valuable time with my mother at that time, as well as learning myself and saying, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. So, so the music, so everything's coming in, and I don't own the rights to that story anymore. So it cannot wound me. It cannot hurt me. So that's.
And on a lighter note, I love what Maria wrote. I stole my aunt's purse so I can buy a ticket to a Menudo concert. And she didn't even get to go. Maria.
You know what? We're going to have to get together collectively and go watch a Ricky Martin one or any other of the Menudos that are singing.
No. Listen, seriously, you don't know. I saw him in concert when he, he's at the height of his popularity when he came out with Livin' La Vida Loca. That man is just too freaking beautiful. Like, seriously, he's like perfect looking. It's ridiculous. Sexy.
Jam on, Chanel says. Yes, listen, Ricky Martin is beautiful, but then have you ever seen Cheyenne?
Oh, I've absolutely. He was in Puerto Rico when I was there. He was in Puerto Rico signing autographs in Old San Juan. He is spectacular looking and ridiculously devoted to his wife of how many years, and he has like a lot of kids. Makes him even hotter.
Yeah.
Makes him even hotter.
Yeah. Because he knows who he is since a young age, and he's just beautiful, and you can tell his aura and the light emanates from him when he smiles, that beautiful Colgate smile. And you know what? It's about meeting people where they're at. And then when you learn about someone like Cheyenne, it's like you want to go all the way and say thank you, right? But we all have to meet everybody where they're at the way we expect them to meet us where we're at. And when we share this from our podium, right, it brings us all together because music does bring us all in. And when it brings us all in, you say, I did have those moments. That song still inspires me. That song still makes me angry because that motherfucker fooled me. It don't matter. It's going to trigger all kinds of bad memories.
That's right.
So make your list. Badass Buddha, put up what you wrote again. About the songs that.
Make a list of the songs that will make up your life's soundtrack. This will be fun to do. Again, it's empowering songs, sad, sappy songs, whatever you want to put on. And then make sure you have them on your phone and then put in there as your, your file, your title for it, put my life's soundtrack, my soundtrack.
Yeah.
And then this way, if anybody ever asks, what is that? Say, this is the soundtrack of my life.
My heartbeat soundtrack, because this is to that's going to remind you of good times of like Bilal. I bet you didn't have that thought for many, many years when you stole your aunt's purse to go to a Menudo concert. It's not about you stole your aunt's purse or you got punished. It's about the risk you were willing to take to go see Menudo. Now that should make you laugh. It should make you smile. It should make you feel like, damn, I was always a warrior. Even back then, I didn't care about the consequences. And those are the memories that we're trying to have for everyone to invoke today. And I guess when will we touch base on the list, Laura? The last 20 minutes of next Tuesday or like?
Yeah, like next Tuesday, because you're going to need some time to do it. So create the list. There might be already songs on your playlist in your phone that you already have. So you can start with that if it helps. But sit down, and it's just a fun exercise. It's just a fun exercise to bring you back to those moments. If you have to cheat and like look at songs and go through them, but you do, because they represent so many different parts of your life, as you go. And that's the beauty of it. When you hear the song, it puts you back to that moment and decide which are the powerful moments for me. Even if it is a sappy song, maybe it was very significant. Maybe you heard that while, you were, at somebody's funeral or something, but it's stuck with you, but why it's significant. And if you want to go further after you make the list, take each one and say, why is it so significant for you? And it's just, again, it's just an exercise about, we don't push the past. That's not the goal, but to understand who we are today, we have to always think about the past. And then in order to create our future, we have to create our today. So we go back and review our past, acknowledge it, honor it, think about it today, and then think about who we are and then create for the next, you know. So with, especially like with Gladiator Guru's story about taking a song that she couldn't listen to because it brought back a bad memory, now has become empowering to her. That just shows you the shift that she had in becoming a new person. So, and that's what we're all about. That's what we push as coaches. That's exactly what we're all about. So look at the time, man. We just like went right by. Like we were just,
so sorry.
No, we were so into it.
No,
like keep talking.
And we'll talk about the new merchandise. And remember, mi gente, the Viva swag is still on sale. Put in your orders to send emails. Contact me directly. These mugs, these magical mugs, go for $14. The other ones are $12. So they're sturdy. They're dishwasher safe. Put your order in. Viva Cafe con Leche.
The magical mugs are magically orgasmic.
Yes. So yeah, and Petey, Luis Miguel, I never cared for him. I've always loved Cristian Castro. So there you go. So yeah, so I guess that's it.
That's it.
So spending today, Janet Ortiz. Thank you for coming on today. I haven't seen you in a while, and everyone else who came on.
Right.
So thank you for taking the time to share with us.
Share, and what it says, what does that mug say on the front? It's Viva Cafe con Leche on one side, and it's breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit on the other side, Nancy.
Yes.
And we're going to have different sayings on there that are common to the show. So we're just going to keep putting more of those out there. So, all right. Yes. Thank you for coming on today. Remember, share. This was a real cool reminiscing time. We want to see comments, add it to the thread. Say it, you know, write in there what you remember, what you want to share. Share it with people that you know to get them to share their songs that they love so much. Yeah, there we go. Breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit. So everyone, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for coming on. We will see you on Thursday with our absolutely fabulous guest again, Slashing Social Norms with Kathy Tate. This is going to be really empowering for those that suffer with low self-esteem, or they're not happy with the way that they look physically or feel mentally and emotionally. This is going to be a game-changing conversation. So, and there's a interesting reveal that's going to happen on Thursday. So anyway, make sure you come on to the show, and we love you people. We love our tribe. Thank you so much. And from me, Badass Buddha, remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
And from La Margarita, your gladiator guru, remember to breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone. See you.